Welcome to Sports, everybody. I'm Chris Saunders. After picking up a total of 4 medals at the World Junior Track and Field Championships in Barcelona, Spain, Team Bahamas will arrive back home tomorrow afternoon. The athletes will have a bit of a free time to themselves once they leave the airport. But at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, they'll gather at the British Colonial Hilton Hotel for a reception being put on in their honor by the B3As. For B3As boss Mike Sands, the performance of this year's team, in his words, was simply outstanding.
Early in the season, I indicated that this would probably be the year of the juniors, simply because of the progression that they've been making and their performances in meets leading up to the World Junior Championships. And so, while a lot of persons may have been surprised by their performances, we as an executive and management and certainly the coaching staff expected those performances. We fell short in a few areas, but notwithstanding the overall performances, were extremely well by the athletes. When you consider Antonique's performance and the other medal performance, as well as those that may not have medal, but their PBs, you cannot say anything about the junior team, for example, the boys 4x100 meter relay team. And so the team performed extremely well overall. Considering that there were about 178, 179 countries and finishing number 9 on the medal stand. And if you look at the countries that finished ahead of us, you would see that the Bahamas made its presence felt on the world stage.
Moving on to some Olympic news now. 2 members of our world junior team will also compete at the upcoming Olympic Games in London. Antonique Strawn, who won the sprint double, and Shawnee Miller, who just missed out on a medal in the 400, finishing 4th. This will be the first time that both of those athletes will compete at that level, and so Sands is mindful about setting expectations too high for them.
We don't want to put undue pressure on them. They're still very, very young. Antonique, of course, setting a championship record. And doing the double, the first person since Veronica Campbell has done it. So it tells you what company she's in. And then when you look at Shanae's performance, notwithstanding that she did not get on the podium, when you look at her time and performance, there's a level of expectation for them at the Olympic Games. And we have to be very, very mindful, however, that these are young ladies competing against veterans. And so we need to just allow them to participate and not put any undue pressure on them and support them, because it's going to be a major games for them. They were with their peers. They're not going to be with their peers in terms of experience and age-wise, and so they're going to have to be mentored and gingerly taken care of at the next step.
Talking about high expectations, our 4x4 men's team, well, they've got them definitely. And a major corporate sponsor is now stepping on board to assist them with their expenses as they get ready for the upcoming Olympic Games. The Bank of the Bahamas donated 10 grand to the team. And according to marketing manager Michael Baisden, they're hoping for a big payoff at the finish line.
We are really excited about those guys because of the potential that they have, going into these games this year. These guys are they're the real deal. So we're really happy to be a part of this. One of the other things we felt about doing is trying to make sure that we were able to do some fundraising as well, because, it costs a lot of money for these guys to make those trips and, making sure that they have all the things that they needed. So as long as they can focus on running the races that they need to do, we felt a sense of community pride by saying, look, we got all these branches, not only here in New Providence, Grand Bahama, Andros, Inagua, Cat Island, Exuma, San Sal. We said we're going to try and do a national fundraiser where we allow the Bahamian people to go ahead and come into any one of our branches and make a donation on an account we set up towards the Olympic Games.
Now, Basin adds, if you are out there and you have a Visa branded or MasterCard branded card, you can make donations over the phone as well. All you have to do is call the Bank of the Bahamas at their call center at 396-6010. Now, the government right now provides subventions for about 100 athletes to prepare for various world events, such as the upcoming Olympic Games. The Bahamas Olympic Committee also provides some grants to assist some of those athletes with their Olympic preparations. Many are wondering, though, if this system is working, as only 24 made this year's London Games, a question we put to BOC Vice President Roy Colebrook.
I believe what we must understand too, when it comes to the subvention, I believe what it is. Remember, we have programs where athletes are at different levels, and we have a lot of athletes who make different games outside of the Olympics, whereas our elite athletes will make the Olympics and other games. But when you have a feeder system program in sports, you must understand that you will have a whole cadre of athletes that are at different levels. And so I believe it is very important. And so when it comes to the subventions, yes, we might have that amount of persons in the subvention program, but at the very elite, you have probably a smaller number that will make games to the level of, I don't know, Olympics.
From the Olympics to basketball, the 2012 Nelson Cooper Peace on the Street Basketball Classic came to a close over the weekend at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. And from all indications, this year's tournament again served its purpose. Jonathan Benson has that story.
For nearly 2 decades, the Peace on the Street Basketball Classic has been an avenue to keep young men involved in a positive activity. And according to organizer Carlos Reed, the importance of this initiative cannot be overstated.
When we look at where our country is, we believe that peace needs to emanate in our heart. All of us are peacemakers. All of us are a solution, not a problem. And if we take that on, this place will be a better place for all of us.
Coach Steven Strohan looks forward to roaming the sidelines every year at the Peace on the Street Classic, and this year was no different. He spoke about what makes this tournament so appealing to him and others.
This is one of the best tournaments in the country during the summer. You know, a lot of kids are restless. You know, they go to different summer camps and different programs like the police program and, you know, the urban renewal program. And after that, they just want to come out and showcase their talent and skills, and this is the tournament to do that.
Back in Grand Bahama, Coach Dudley Slade is known mainly for coaching at the night league level. However, he went a bit out of his comfort zone at this year's Peace on the Street Classic, bringing in a 19 and under team.
The 19 under is more of teaching. When they make a mistake, you can't get down on them. It's a part of teaching. And this whole thing is learning off the court. Basketball is good, but it's a game of life. And that's why I'm so happy to coach the under 19 team.
Now with Slade coaching the only non-New Providence-based team at this year's Classic, he made this appeal to others in order to make this a truly national event.
The whole purpose is peace on the street. Crime, everyone is talking about crime. So I asked the family to please support this tournament because it's a great tournament. Right now, I think we have over 350 kids here. So we're asking Nagua, Bimini, Eleuthera to be a part of this. When the high school do tournaments, everyone comes. This is a true message. We're saying peace on the street. So I think every island should be a part of this.
All roads now lead to the 2013 Peace on the Street Classic, which organizers expect to be bigger and better than ever. Jonathan Benson, ZNS, Total Sports.
All right, Jonathan, thanks a lot. Skippers and sailors straying away from the regular regatta this coming weekend to honor a Bahamian tradition. Charles Fisher gets in the boat for this one.
It's being dubbed the truly Bahamian race. Sans bear man in the boat sculling an E-Class regatta this coming Saturday and Sunday in Montague Bay. In all, there will be 9 E-Class boats, all sponsored by Mr. Sans, Jimmy Sans.
This event was organized through myself and Mr. Gibson. Mr. Sheldon Gibson being the boat builder of these lovely boats behind me. And while he was building these boats, we came up with an idea to try and enhance Mr. Gibson's efforts, where he not only builds these boats professionally, but he also trains youngsters in the woodworking ship of these fine boats.
Boat builder Sheldon Gibson.
It's going to be 2 races on Saturday and 1 on Sunday, the final on Sunday. But the big sculling race, we're going to make way for that because that is the premier thing, the man in the boat sculling race for this company. I'm looking forward to a big weekend and all of the people who would like to see a real race instead of the boats way out. What we have to do now with these deep keel boats, they're going to come closer and you're going to have an excellent time in watching these races, and then all of these loudmouth people who believe they can scull come out, and there is where you settle all of the scores with the people who making noise about sculling.
Cash prizes and trophies for the winners, and even a bigger prize as sales and marketing manager Lyndon Johnson.
The winner of the sculling race will go to Grand Bahama sometime in October for the Sans Bear Man in the Boat Sculling Championship of the Bahamas. So we're looking forward and we'll see you then.
A truly Bahamian event happening this coming weekend. Hope to see you there, as there will also be lots to do on shore. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
All right, Fisher, thanks a lot. That'll do it for sports. I'm Chris Saunders. Your final look at weather is still to come.
ZNS